So, my first makeup tutorial. I'm really nervous. Yeah, hope you guys like it. First thing I'm going to show you is how I contour and do my foundation and highlight and stuff like that. So, let's get started. First things first, I always do is I prime my face with a primer. And I forgot to dig mine out, so I'll do that now. It is a e.l.f. primer. It is a tone adjusting face primer. They're like $6. You can get them at Walmart and CVS. This helps with redness and other things. And get your face ready to apply makeup. What I do is I use a cream contour. Not always, but for a full face of makeup, cream contour. This is by Coastal Scents, and it is the Camouflage palette. It comes with 10 contour shades. It comes with lighter ones and darker ones. Really nice palette. It's really creamy. And I just take a foundation brush, like this one, and I take the lightest shades in the palette, and I do my under eyes. I do my under eyes here and here, my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, and across the top, bottom of my chin. And I go in a triangular movement. Do the other eye. Down the bridge of my nose. Cupid's bow. Chin. And the center of my forehead. And then I take the middle shade right here in the palette and do the contours. Under my cheeks, under my chin to accentuate my bottom lip, along the sides of my face, on my jawbone, down the sides of my nose and my temple. The darker colors are meant to push it back, so this is going to push this back and bring your chin forward, bring your cheeks forward. Anywhere that's light brings it forward. That's the whole point of contouring. Then you're going to take a damp sponge. This is just a square one you can get anywhere, and you're going to blend that out. I use the pointed side for the lighter parts under my eyes and down the bridge of my nose, and then the flatter side to blend the darker parts. Once you have all that blended out, I use a different sponge. You can use the same sponge, but I use a different one. I put my foundation right on top of this. And I use Wet n Wild's Coverall. This is in the lightest shade they make, as you can see, I'm very, very pale. And I just take and put a little bit on my hand. And I just dip my sponge in it. And I do patting motions. I take a dry sponge. This one's a Real Technique sponge. You can get them at Walmart. This is the NYX Powder Contour. It's the Pro Palette. And I use these two shades. And I just mix them. And I go right up underneath my eyes and across the top of my eyelid to set all of that. Down the bridge of my nose, like right now I've got a red mark right there. Go down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, across the chin and forehead. Now comes the fun part. Well, what I think is the fun part. I use a Real Technique sculpting brush. And I take this color right here next to the darkest color. And I just take this part of the brush. And I just barely tap it because this stuff is really pigmented. And I just tap it. And you're going to go where you did your contour. Now, after this, most people do their powder. I don't because I'm so pale. If I put my powder on and then I put my blush on top of that, it's going to be like, bam, in your face. Because I'm so pale, it looks really, really pigmented on. I use this. It's a NYX blush in Dusty Rose. And of course, I didn't get a blush brush out. So, I'm going to use this brush. It is just an angled fluffy brush, but it's big. And I'm just going to take that and get it on some of my brush. And your blush goes a little bit on top of the contour and a little bit off. Not all the way up here. You don't put it here. You put it back here. You go in an upward motion. Now, after you get that, you powder. I like to use e.l.f.'s High Definition powder. It's a loose powder, and this is in translucent, so it has no color to it, which is really good for really pale people like me, because some stuff is like too dark. Even if it says it's the lightest shade, it's probably still going to be too dark. And I just tap some out in the lid. And I take a powder brush. This one's by Coastal Scent. So is the other one that I used for my blush. And you're just going to go in swirly motions to blend everything out. And then I highlight. And I just use my finger. I use this shimmery color. I don't know if you can really see it, but it's really pretty. It's the lightest shade in the NYX Powder Pro palette. And I just take it and I go right above my blush under my eye. I do the cheekbones, the highest part of my cheekbones. Down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, chin, and forehead. And that is all I do when it comes to foundation and contouring and stuff. And I'll see you in the next video.